Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Live Storytime. My name is Miss Mary, and I have some great stories to share with you today. I just, of course, as always, wait for a couple of people to tune in and before I get started. So, today I am going to be reading stories about siblings, brothers and sisters. So, whether you have brothers and sisters or you're an only child, I hope you like the stories. I think they're pretty special, and I haven't had a story time themed about siblings yet. So I thought that would be a fun theme to have. As always, if you do pop in, please say hello in the comments so that I can give you a shout out. And I want to give a shout out to two special people who I know will be tuning in the replay video. They can't make it to the video right now, the live, but they are tuning in. So I want to say hello to Paulette. Thank you for always tuning in and listening to some stories. And I also want to give a special shout out to one of my regulars who is actually in the library right now picking out books. So he is not watching the live. But I wanted to say special hello to Sammy. He will be watching later this evening. And I also wanted to show you that Sammy came in and he brought this beautiful flower in for me. And I just thought that was so sweet of him. It's one of my favorite colors, like the perfect shade of pink. And he just wanted to make people smile. So thank you so much, Sammy, for my flower. I can't wait to go home and put it in water. Okay, so again, if you're here, please say hello and I will get started. Okay, this story is called The Big Sibling Getaway by Corey Lear. The boxes came first, then the baby, and then the constant wah, 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 non-stop wailing, sobbing, and whimpering. Would Cassie's new baby brother ever stop crying? Oh, she had to get away. There was one box left. Wah, 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 wah. Cassie still heard crying, and so, vroom! Her box became a car. Cassie raced past houses and through forests. She sped low into valleys and high over hills. Cassie drove until she reached a dead end. But she still heard wailing, and so, splash! Cassie cruised past ships and through storms. Cassie sailed until her boat got beached. She still heard sobbing, and so, whoosh! Cassie soared next to birds and through clouds. Cassie flew until things went south. But she still heard whimpering. And so, blast off! Finally, she couldn't hear a thing. Peace and quiet at last. But soon, peace became boring, and quiet felt lonely. She couldn't hear a single sniffle, but she was light years away from everyone she loved. Even the new baby. And so, Cassie was home. Inside, her baby brother was sleeping. Outside, she had the perfect escape box for when he cried again. Cassie just wished she had someone to bring with her on her getaways so she wouldn't be alone. And soon enough, she did. Okay, so absolutely, sometimes when there is a new baby in the house who is crying a lot, it can be a little tough on the older siblings. So I understand what Cassie was going through. But it ended up being lonely when she tried to get away in her imagination. So, okay, let's see. Okay, as always, if you are here, please say hello in the comments and I will give you a shout out. This next story is called, hold on one second, is called Maple by Lori Nichols. Maple loved her name. When she was still a whisper, her parents planted a tiny tree in her honor. And even though Flavia, Millie Jane, Lena, Lily, and Constance were all good names, Maple was the perfect fit. And as Maple grew, so did her tree. Sometimes when Maple was noisy, which was a lot, her parents sent her outside to play. Her tree didn't mind if she was loud. Maple would sing to her tree and sway for her tree and sometimes even pretend to be a tree. On some days when the wind was just right, Maple would simply lie under her tree and its leaves would dance just for her. Then one day, Maple noticed her tree was bare. Maple was worried that the tree might get cold. So Maple took off her jacket and gave it to the tree to stay warm. Sweet as that. Sometimes Maple wished she had someone else to play with. The tree wasn't very good at throwing snowballs. She wondered if the tree felt the same way. So Maple introduced her tree to a friend, but the friendship didn't last. But Maple and her tree still had each other through winter and spring. Then one day something surprising happened. Another little tree was planted. Then something really surprising happened. Maple became a big sister. Maple tried to be a good big sister. If the baby was cold, Maple gave the baby her hat and gloves. If the baby was lonely, Maple would share her special friends. But Maple couldn't always make the baby happy. And when the baby was noisy, which was a lot, Maple would take her outside to play. And something magical happened. Maple's tree danced for them both. And there was just enough room under the tree for Maple and her little sister, Willow. I love those names. I loved that they planted a maple tree for little Maple. And I love that they planted a willow tree and named her little sister Willow. I think that is just, wow, just beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. Before I begin my next story, I just wanted to make a couple of reminder announcements. So we have begun pre-registration for our summer reading clubs. This year's theme is Tales and Tales is the big theme, and it's animal themed. So we have 3 different clubs for children. We have Barnyard Buddies, which is for our littlest ones, for infants through preschool. And we have our Paw Tea Animals, not party, Paw Tea Animals. And that club is for children who are going into grades K through 2. And then lastly, we have our club called Pet Squad. And that club is for children in grades 3 through 6. So the clubs begin officially on the last day of school, which is June 25th, but you can sign up through our website as of now. You can't do anything with the clubs yet, but you can sign up and pre-register. And if you are signing up from home, just a quick reminder to please come in and pick up your welcome kit, your summer reading kickoff kit for your club. So, or you can come visit us at the library to sign up. We'll be happy to do that for you. And come and pick out some books and kind of get ready. You know, get your books ready, your first books for summer. The clubs are really cool this year, and I want to give a special shout out to Miss Kelly for doing such an amazing job creating these clubs. Really does such an amazing job and works very hard on the summer reading clubs. So this year is going to be a great summer. I hope to see you soon. And again, check out our website. You can't miss the summer reading club photo and link to click on. So hopefully you pre-register and come in and visit us soon. Okay, my next story is called When My Brother Gets Home by Tom Lichtenheld. When my brother gets home, we are going to have after-school snacks for the entire kingdom. When my brother gets home, we're going to have our own comic book convention. Then we'll climb Mount Kilimanjaro. When my brother gets home, we are going to practice our Olympic dives. Venture into the deep, unexplored rainforest. And build the biggest castle in the nation. When my brother gets home, we're going to jump into a waterfall, wrestle an alligator, then fly around the world in our jumbo jet. Oh boy, this little girl has some imagination, huh? When my brother gets home, my brother's home! He's home! Oh my goodness. Oh, he looks happy to see her too. So, what do you want to do? Well, she says, I have a million ideas. It is such a short book, but so sweet, just so sweet. And I love that, you know, he was just as excited to see her at the end of his school day. Okay, so this next story. I really, really enjoyed it a lot. And it's called Growing Up with Tamales. And this one is actually from our bilingual collection. And so this book is written in both English and Spanish. I'm only going to read the English part because that is the language I know. But we have an amazing bilingual collection and some wonderful picture books and nonfiction stories. So if you are interested in books that are in both English and Spanish, definitely come check it out. This one I really enjoyed because it shows the younger sister who really looks up to her older sister, who is of course able to do more things because she's older, as they make tamales together. But you know, this little girl is wishing that she was older, and when I get older, and when I get older, and it just reminds me a bit of my family. Um, I have two great nieces and a great nephew who are rapidly growing up, and it's kind of taking my breath away a little bit that they are. The oldest one is almost 5, and the youngest one's just turned 3. The twins just turned 3. Don't blink because you might miss it. You might miss things. So the whole idea of growing older and wanting to grow up fast so that she could do more things like her sister just really hit home. So I hope you enjoy Growing Up with Tamales. And this is by Gwendolyn Zepeda. My name is Anna. Every year my family makes tamales for Christmas. This year I am 6, so I get to mix the dough, which is made of cornmeal. My sister Lydia is 8, so she gets to spread the dough on the corn husk leaves. I wish I was 8, so that my hands would be big enough to spread the dough just right, not too thick and not too thin. And here at the bottom is the Spanish part. When I turn 8, I will be big enough to do many new things. I will read big words, I will reach high places, I will ride my bike without training wheels. And when Christmas comes around, I will spread the dough on the corn husks. But when I am 8, Lydia will be 10. So she will get to fill and roll the tamales. I wish I was 10, so I could know just the right amount of meat to put inside. Not too much and not too little. When I turn 10, I will know so many things. I will know all the words to the songs on the radio. I will know all 50 states. I will know the names of the birds that sing from the trees as I ride my bike to school. And when Christmas comes around, I will fill and roll the tamales. But when I am 10, Lydia will be 12, so she will get to steam the tamales. I wish I was 12, so I wouldn't be scared of burning myself with the hot, hot steam. When I turn 12, I won't be scared of anything. I won't be scared of the shadows in our room at night. I won't be scared of bees. I won't be scared of Mrs. Garcia's dog when it chases my bike. And when Christmas comes around, I will steam the tamales. But when I am 12, Lydia will be 14, so she will get to chop and cook the meat for the tamales. Oh, I wish I was 14, so Mommy would trust me with the stove and the knife. When I turn 14, people will trust me with everything. My cousins will let me carry their babies without having to sit on the couch. Papi will let me water his plants by myself. When we stop at the gas station, Mommy will let me work the credit card buttons and pump the gasoline. And when Christmas comes around, I will chop and cook the meat. But when I'm 14, Lydia will be 16. So she will get to drive to the store and buy the meat, the corn husks, and the cornmeal, while Mommy sits in the car and watches. And when we finish cooking the tamales, Lydia will get to deliver them to Grandma, our cousins, and our neighbors. I wish I was 16 so I could drive Mommy's car. When I turn 16, I will drive everywhere. I will drive to the movies every weekend. And I will drive to the ice cream shop so Mommy and I can share a banana split. And when Christmas comes around, I will drive to the store and deliver tamales. But when I am 16, Lydia will be 18. So what will she do? Will she have a job? Will she go to school far away? Will she live in her own house and make her own tamales? I wish I was 18. What will I do when I turn 18? I know. I will keep making tamales. I will buy the cornmeal, the corn husks, and the meat. I will mix and spread the dough. I will cook the meat and fill them. I will roll and steam the tamales. I will do it all in my very own factory. And when Christmas comes around, I will deliver tamales to Grandma, to my cousins, to my neighbors, and to all my customers around the world in a delivery truck that says Anna's Tamales. And when I am 18, Lydia will be 20. If she wants to, she can come and work for me. And that is the story of growing up with tamales. Now, my message to everyone who may be tuning in who wants to be older and wants to be bigger and wants to be able to do more stuff, hold on to being a child for as long as you can. Hold on to being little and having fun and being able to do the things you're able to do now. It's great to be able to be able to do more things, but it is so special to be little. And I hope you all enjoy that piece of childhood. I know that Anna wanted it so much to be like Lydia. And of course, you want to be like your big brother or your big sister. But, hold on. Hold on as long as you can. My last book today, I am going to do my best to make it through it without tearing up. This book I found this week, and it is beautiful. And I just hope you enjoy it as much as I did. This is called My Brother Charlie, and it's written by Holly Robinson Peete and Ryan Elizabeth Peete. And Holly Robinson Peete, you may recognize her name. She is an actress, and she has written truly a beautiful book. So here we go. We've always been together, even in Mommy's tummy, my twin brother Charlie and me. We still share lots of things, curly hair and brown eyes, how much we love hot chocolate with marshmallows, our dog Harriet, rolling in the grass, music, football, and names that start with the letter C, like Callie and Charlie. But being twins doesn't make us exactly the same. I'm 2 minutes younger than Charlie. I can stare for hours at the Big Dipper and the moon, and I love to talk. Charlie is skinnier and goofier than me. He hates math. When he looks at the sky, he finds jets and helicopters. And sometimes my brother gets very quiet. When we were babies, I pointed out flowers and cats and fireflies. I snuggled and giggled with Mommy on dark nights, and I told Mommy again and again how much I love her. But Charlie was different. He wouldn't play with me or kiss Mommy's cheeks when she hugged him, and he didn't say I love you. Seems that those words were locked deep inside my brother. Everyone told Mommy not to worry. He's just being a boy, they said. But Mommy knew there was something different about Charlie. I knew it too. As we grew older, Mommy watched Charlie very carefully. She and I could see he was struggling. Then Mommy discovered that Charlie's brain works a special way because Charlie has autism. It's harder for Charlie to make friends, or show his feelings, or stay safe. One doctor even told Mommy that Charlie would never say, I love you. That made Mommy the saddest of all. I have learned from Charlie that love doesn't always come from what you say. It can also come from what you do. And so we do right by Charlie. We love Charlie strong. We watch over him with the might of angels. We have to. When Charlie wants something, nothing stops him, even when it's dangerous. And there are days when it's hard to be Charlie's sister. Sometimes he can ruin the best playdates. Other times he seems so far away, like when he won't look at me, or speak, or play. I wish I could crawl inside Charlie's world to move things around for him and for me. I know Charlie wants to be in my world, fitting in, making friends, having fun, and laughing. There are good times with Charlie too, when Charlie looks right at me and welcomes me with his smile. He lets me touch his face. He laughs when we lock fingers in a holding hands game. That's Charlie's I love you, said in the silly ways we played together. Charlie is good at so much. He knows the names of all of the American presidents. He's a fish in the water. He has a special way with animals, especially Harriet. When Harriet and Charlie are together, there's even more I love you, said in the way only Charlie can, when he gets Harriet to sit, run, or listen. Charlie's got a mind that tests things. Shoelaces, paper clips, apples, pine cones, and he enjoys sharing. He likes to show off his shell collection, his new sneakers, and how well he plays Itsy Bitsy Spider on the piano. Charlie likes to share how sweet he is and how much he cares about other people. When I fall off my bike or bump my head, Charlie comes running. He always makes my hurts feel better with the caring that comes from his eyes. Sometimes, when Charlie can find the words, when they unlock themselves from inside him, he does say, I love you. I will always remember the first time I heard him say it. So clear and kind. So Charlie. I banged my toe hard and cried. There was my brother, patting my back, saying over and over again, Don't cry, Callie. I love you. It wasn't just the words that were so strong. It was the love that Charlie showed me just by being there. I love you too, Charlie, came from me fast. Charlie has autism, but autism doesn't have Charlie. If you ever get to meet my brother, you'll feel lucky to be his friend. He won't care if you have the coolest sneakers or if you are the best at sports. He'll just like you for who you really are. That's Charlie. I'm blessed to be Charlie's sister and to share so much. I count my Charlie blessings every day. At the top of my Charlie blessings list is the love Charlie and I have for each other. Said in so many ways. That is My Brother Charlie by Holly Robinson Peete and Ryan Elizabeth Peete. Whew. I just thought that was a beautiful, beautiful story. I really enjoyed reading it, and I shared it with a few coworkers today who also enjoyed it. I just felt it was very special. So that is all of the stories I have for you today. Again, a reminder to please check out our website if you want to pre-register for our summer reading clubs, or come on in and give us a visit and we'll sign you up here in the children's department. I hope everyone is doing well, enjoying this beautiful weather, going outside and playing. Until next week, have fun, stay safe and healthy, and I'll see you next week with more stories. Bye, everyone.